Psst. Hey, have you ever wondered what it was like if you just went out and said exactly what you wanted to say? I mean, everything that was like on your heart, things that you were thinking about that didn't even want to voice. About caregiving. That's right. Did you ever think about what it's like if you were able to just say anything without any repercussion? What is it that you want to say and that you're just too afraid to mention because you think, oh, what are they going to think about me? What kind of opinion are they going to make about me? Am I that horrible of a person? Yeah, nobody wants to admit what the truth is when it comes to caregiving. Nobody wants to admit how you feel. Nobody wants to admit where you kind of lost it. And then you feel so guilty about what you said or even thought. You didn't even do it. That's what my subject's going to be on this next episode of Chatting It Up with CJ. So, thank you for joining me. I know that you have lots of choices of where you want to spend your time, and I'm very grateful that you decided to spend it with me here on Chatting It Up. Today's subject is a little bit difficult. I say it's a little bit difficult because anyone that's caught into the caregiver role is going to have a hard time really expressing themselves to people that are not in a caregiver mode. Everybody's got an opinion these days, and everybody wants to say what they think is right. Or they may look and not say anything to you, and then they may have a formulated opinion as, well, that's not right. Who are they to decide what's right and what's not right? I'm finding out through a lot of caregiving support groups and just conversations that we have with each other that people that stay silent maybe not feel comfortable enough to say what's on their heart. Perhaps they don't say what's out of embarrassment. Maybe they think they're so unique that no one will ever understand what it is that they're going through. And I think that's really sad because we should be there literally to support one another so that we can be there for one another and not feel so alone. We talk a lot about isolation. And a lot of times when people first get into any type of support group, a lot of times they have difficulties with simple things like eating, drinking, bathing, odd behavior. But nobody wants to talk about incontinence. And incontinence is a huge part of dementia caregiving. It's also a very huge part just in caregiving in general. People that are dealing with other caregivers will find that their loved ones don't want to admit that they're having issues with that. Maybe because they're fiercely independent, like my mom was. Being fiercely independent makes it even more of a struggle because they don't want to let go. It's the same thing with driving and turning over the keys, realizing that they can't help themselves the way they used to. They can't take themselves to a place without having to rely on someone taking them there, driving them there, helping them. And when you threaten somebody's independence because that loved one doesn't realize that they need the help, they don't realize that they're sick, that they have an impairment, it is hard for the caregiver because they're caught in between this place of, I'm here to help you, but they get pushback and resistance. And not only that, the pushback and resistance can be within your own family. The pushback and the resistance can be from the outsiders that are looking at you going, man, I don't know. It's like you're starving them. Really? How do you know what it is that we're battling? How do you know what the caregiver is going through? Maybe they've tried everything in the book, every idea, every suggestion to just get your loved one to eat a bite of food, a drink of water. If they end up with a UTI because of dehydration, well, obviously, they're going to look at the caregiver. Why didn't you give them something to drink? Maybe It's a struggle to get that loved one to get a drink. Maybe they tried everything that you think they should have tried. My point is, there's a lot of finger pointing, there's a lot of opinions, and a lot of words being said. But a lot of times, the caregiver feels so alone and isolated that they don't even realize that that's being said. And even if they did know it, it's hurtful. Because nobody comes with a solution. Everybody comes with a statement, an opinion, a thought. And what it does with the caregiver, and I've had experiences with myself, it's always fine and dandy for someone to say, hey, if you need help, I can see that you're struggling. Let me know. I remember having people come up to me and say, you know what, Carolyn, I know that you need help. Let us help you. What can we help you with? Honestly, I wanted it so badly, but I didn't know what to ask for. I didn't know how to ask for it. I didn't even know that I needed help at some times. But if somebody would have showed up with something, a bag of groceries, to clean the yard, to take the trash cans out, bring the trash cans in. My neighbors ended up doing that without me asking. I couldn't have been more grateful for that simple act, because maybe I didn't have the time, or I plain out just forgot. Grocery shopping, I managed to work that out because I knew when my mom was getting tired or when a window of time was available for me. It turned into a field trip for me. Simple things like that was my escape. And I knew that my mom would usually take a nap for an hour. And I knew that was a window of time for me to go, to be among the people, to be social with people. And you know what's funny? As a caregiver, you're so isolated and not speaking to many people, because that's another thing. Your friends, they're either there or they're not. I found out nobody came to visit me. It was only 3.5 years that I spent with my mom. There's people that have been dealing with their loved ones for well over 10 years. I know of one that's been dealing with their mom for nearly 15 years. I had 3.5 years, and in that 3.5 years, very, very seldom, I can count it on the hand, who came to visit me, who came to check out about me. I know it sounds childish to some extent, but I craved people asking about me. How are you? What's going on with you? There's some people that did that. Really wanted. It didn't happen. It's a sad reality. Because what I found out, some of these people were the very people that were critical of me in my decision making. But that's okay, because I got to see who was who and who did what. I got to see things. I just know that the times that I was so spent as a caregiver, I had it up to here. Didn't matter what it was, but you're already on rice paper, carefully making your maneuvers with your emotions, with your feelings. What are you thinking? Because when you're thinking certain things, they turn into actions. They affect your feelings. And that's where they always say, turn off your stinking thinking. Turn it off. Because a lot of times, you can change the way an outcome is. You can change the way things are if you simply change your thoughts. If these people are bothering you, if something is bothering you, change your thought. You don't have to reside and live where the negativity might be, or where the embarrassment might be, or where the hurt may lie. You don't need to receive any of that. You could change your way of thinking and make it positive. I had to learn that the hard way. By nature, I can be a pessimist. But I had to teach myself, and I'm still learning, to be more on the positive side. It's hard, but it's hard when others are pushing you down too. It's hard when you're not there with the support that you need. I'm letting you know in this episode that the guilt is normal. The feelings that you have are normal. The times that you are spread thin and you think you can't handle it anymore and you just kind of lose your beep. We've all been there. It is normal. And you're okay. Don't negate the fact that you stepped up. You're there for your loved one. And even though your loved one may or may not be able to express it, they will always be grateful because it's you that they always see. It's you that stepped up. Don't take that lightly. Don't listen to the outside voices. When you listen to the people in your support group, we're all in it together. Personalities are always going to be different. And just remember, you really are doing something from your heart. Hey, I didn't get along with my mom for many, many, many years of my life. But I did it. It actually worked out at the end. But you can do it. And believe me, if I could do it, you certainly can do it. There was a time when I couldn't even be in the room with my mom for 10 minutes. It can be done. There's a lot of forgiveness, a lot of empathy, a lot of compassion. It's not that I didn't have it. These are all learned emotions. These are all things that I had to retrain myself for to be a good caregiver. It all starts with your thoughts. Your thoughts are going to direct your actions. That outcome is just waiting to happen. 9 times out of 10. If you put a smile on your face, they'll smile with you. Even in the ugly times, you can still turn that around. If they're being difficult, it doesn't last long. I learned that too. So remember, stay blessed, but always be good to yourself. Give yourself a break. And know you're not alone. And I'll see you in the next episode. Hey, thanks for watching. And please remember to hit the subscribe button. We are trying to grow our channel and reach 1,000 subscribers. Now, for every new subscriber, these 2 nutheads right here, they're going to get a treat. So we will all be happy. Thanks for watching.